Hello, class. My name is Delise. I'm speaking today on my research proposal presentation. First, this was a challenging project, and I changed my topic about 2 or 3 times. But my research topic was sexual harassment in the universal setting. I decided to look at, men, gender basis, and race. My abstract for my paper was sexual harassment is a violation of the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Sexual harassment is unwanted sexual advances and requests for sexual favors. Sexual harassment can be verbal, conduct, or conduct. For many years, researchers have tried to find who is being sexually harassed, where is it happening, and what is sexual harassment. Researchers have found that more women than men are willing to report sexual harassment and take the necessary precautions to help prosecute people who are doing sexual harassment towards them. Sexual harassment was once only in the workplace, but recently, with how things been going on, it has been happening in schools, universities, and in any areas of our lives. The goal of my paper is to find out why more women than men more likely to be sexually harassed, and why men are not stepping up and reporting these cases. Some things that I found doing my research were that first I started by finding out what was sexual harassment. I got a definition, and then I decided to look at three different types of sexual harassment, and they were quid pro quo, hostile environment, and gender harassment. The quid pro quo harassment is the trading of sex for jobs, money, grades, or some type of professional gain. Hostile environment is setting up in an unbearable work and school environment because one turned down unwanted sexual advances. And gender harassment is being harassed based on your gender. Gender harassment. Um, with so much going on these days with bullying and stuff like that, and technology increasing bullying and stuff like that, that's one of the reasons why I decided to look at this topic. And what I found was that 62% of women and 61% of men have reported being sexually harassed at their college university. Only about 10% of the people that are harassed at school notify officials, and 35% never tell anybody. That said, this research will be focused on sexual harassment in the college setting. I hypothesize that sexual harassment is experienced more often by women than men. Also, I hypothesize that participants are far less likely to report sexual harassment incidents. Um, with the stats that I gave earlier in a study that I had found, 57% of men indicate that they did not report incidents or occurrence of sexual harassment because they were afraid of what people might say, and they were afraid that it would make them look bad. Sexual harassment is happening at an enormous rate across many different occupations and social settings. Um, Another article I found was that sexual harassment and sexual assault was very prevalent in the military setting. Um, it was said that 60% of women and 27.2% of men repeated or severe sexual harassment during their time in the military. Even though the numbers tell us women experience sexual assault and harassment at higher rates than men, the actual numbers represent a similar experience between both genders. And sexual harassment can impact a person's health and ability to function. Um, in that research, it was said that even though sexual harassment might occur at one time in a person's life, it might not affect them till several years down the line. And most of these people were experiencing some type of post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. Um, One of the reasons why this research was so enormous was because most of the women who were experiencing these things never reported it, and the men didn't report it either. It was said that about 56.6% of women are able to socializations and their tendency to cope by talking and sharing emotions, whereas 35.8% of men do not disclose experiences to friends and families. Although both men and women are encountering negative reactions from reaching out for help after sexual assaults, as with civilian sexual assaults and harassment, only a small percentage of military sexual assault and harassment cases are reported to authorities. And in regards, continue with the workplace, out of the three forms of sexual harassment that I mentioned at the beginning, queer pose, gender, or hostile, women experience all three of them, where most males only experience one of the three. More women are harassed by men, whereas men are mostly harassed by female faculty. In doing the military research, they said that some men could be harassed by gender, but that's another reason why they don't report it if it's the same gender that's harassing them, because afraid of being ridiculed and clowned. So basically, my literature review was stuff about sexual harassment. I talked about the different types. I talked about um, minorities and women of color. In one of my reviews, if I reported that women of color report higher rates of sexual harassment than white women. Sexual harassment is very much present in other countries. Also, 6% of students in Puerto Rico experience sexual harassment. I couldn't really find out why the numbers have grown so much and why is it such a big thing along the college settings. But I mean, from experience, I have seen a lot of older people hitting on younger people and stuff like that. How I would carry out this study I would have participants at Aleta Lake University or McNeese, and the reason why I chose McNeese is because I currently live in Louisiana and I could have gotten two sets of participants. I decided that for this research thing that I would do a questionnaire survey type of thing. I would do a generalized demographic survey, like age, where they're from, if they know the definitions of sexual harassment, what is their definition of sexual harassment, have they ever been sexual harassed, do they know anybody, do they know the signs of sexual harassment and stuff like that. And then also, I would have another kind of scenario type of question mark where I would have scenarios and ask them to, answer them, fill out their answers and kind of explain on a sheet of paper. This will be random selected people. They will be at least 18 or older. Gender and all that would not matter. I did or would like to narrow it down to only people in the sociology and psychology departments of the campuses, but if I was to get other people from other colleges, it would be okay. But it would affect my research some too, because not everybody in each university or each college takes the same courses. Basically, my procedure would be that they would go fill out the questionnaires and things, take it and then give it back to me. With their research, I'll also go and compare recent studies or recent court filings of sexual harassment, where there was, and I would kind of look at probably state to state, and then I would probably compare San Antonio to Lake Charles, which is where McNeese and Aleta Lake are located, and I would kind of compare those things and go put that with my surveys and my questionnaires. and then I would conduct the research, and whatever the findings would be, that would be the results. But what I have found in most of my research was that most women, experience it more often than men. Men don't report it for fear of embarrassment, or they don't want people to feel like they are soft. Both really don't report because of the fear of being blackballed, or fear of losing their jobs or losing their careers, or just feel of the backlash that's going to come from reporting the cases. And that's why so many things go brushed under the rug. And one of the reasons why I did choose this topic was because of so much that's going on in the media, and just all kind of different sexual harassment things. And it's mostly what I have witnessed is mostly the female gender reporting more and stepping up and speaking out it. And I have noticed some backlash because some people feel like these women are out to get something, and men kind of don't really have a voice in the situation. So that's kind of the reason why I want to look at it and just see what researchers have done and what's going on, and how can we bring awareness, and how can we get people to kind of just step up and report their cases. And I hope you enjoy my proposal, and good luck to everybody in this class, and see y'all next class. Y'all have a good day.